How's everybody doing? We're driving home. We're in San Francisco right now. Gonna have to crack these windows for a certain something that I'm not gonna tell you, but gotta air it out. Let's just say that. But anyways, I wanted to, concept I was thinking about, right? I'm thinking, hey, maybe I should get this out there. Bam, get the recorder on, all right? Get the phone on, get the camera going, get it recording. Luckily, this is in America, okay? I don't know how it is in the rest of the world and business and stuff. I haven't expanded to there. But in America, even though everything is going kind of to shit, the one thing we have is you can become a billionaire in any industry you want. Selling balloons, shoveling shit, digging dirt, building buildings, painting the fucking lines on the highway. Oh my God, this bumpy ass road. Anything you can think of, you can become a billionaire in that industry. That's the one thing I don't want anyone to take from you. It may be hard. It may be a pain in the ass. You may have to deal with the government, fucking taxes, fucking all this shit, all this fucking obstacles, blah, blah, blah. But in any industry, you can become a billionaire, okay? I know it sounds crazy, but you can become a billionaire selling fucking sheds, okay? The company that I have a contract with and stuff, they're doing like $1 million a month, okay? It's all on how you scale, on how you grow, what your actual idea is it scalable, all that stuff, right? But you can become a billionaire doing fucking anything. That is the one concept I want you to put in your fucking head, okay? Because that's what's going to make this whole video make sense. Now, yes, there is validity to the concept of no one is born equal, okay? Way back in the day when we were cavemen, yes, people were born equal. But once resources started being acquired, people started competing, people started being better than others, right? That's something that you can't get away. That's something that these certain communistic, this leftist, whatever you want to call it, people want to think is that we can get the natural want and need to compete. They think we can breed it out of us or we can legislate it out of us and stuff. We cannot. The urge to compete, the need to compete will always be there for humans. It will never go away. Okay? It truly won't. So that does, as generations go on, put us in different places when we are born. There is no denying that. But in all actuality and in the long run, you can be born with a silver spoon up your ass and you can destroy your family's fortune. Okay? That is more likely than a kid with a silver spoon up his ass keeping the family fortune. So that is the natural competition that nature gives us to level the playing field, if that makes sense, okay? Now, again, there's a lot of nuances to this. There's going to be a lot of comments to this, but we're going to just generalize everything. We're going to put everything in that plane, okay? So, wherever you are born on the so-called totem pole, you somewhat have to accept, okay? I have to say, like today, I was in the bank, and the bank lady was saying, hey, you were, very young for being who you are. I know you want to be better in a money position and stuff like that, but, talking to you and, knowing what's going on in your business and everything, you are 30 years old. You are, very young. You already have 2 children. You are married. You are ahead of the curve. She's like, I'm, older than you. I have no kids, none of that. You are doing very well. And I'm not bragging here, okay? I'm just telling you this because I really believe it's because I accepted where I was on the totem pole, okay? My parents, my father especially, always pushed me to, like, go to college and, like, not do construction stuff. Why? Because my father did that for a living. He did very well welding and stuff like that. 2008 really fucked his shit up and I think really jaded him. But, you know, and things changed. He had to close down the business. But again, he got this, like, amazing job. Maybe not financially amazing, but amazing job being a deckhand, fishing for a living. That, like, I mean, that's where all my ocean knowledge comes from, and fishing knowledge and everything is, like, from that experience. And, like, that alone, like, he has no clue how much that, like, I mean, he probably does, but he has no clue how much that shaped his son's life. You know what I mean? So whatever financially he didn't gain, I hope he gained in everything that he gave his son. You know what I mean? But I accepted where I was on the totem pole. I come from, like, blue-collar people. I come from, you know, certain class of people. And I, maybe when I was younger, kind of shied away from that. Like, took on that thing of, like, my dad, I want to get better, which I still kind of have. I do want to raise up in the classes. You know, the goal is to make 20+ million so you can actually have a family office and, like, actually, like, live off of your money. Like, of course, that's the goal. Of course, there's nuances in that. I actually care about my craftsmanship. I actually care about my my face to my clients. I care about my reputation, right? There's things that beyond that. But, of course, the goal is to become that wealthy. But I accepted where I was on the totem pole. I knew what I was good at. I knew where I fit in. I knew where I could make deals. And that was in blue collar. That was in construction. And I accepted that young. I stopped college. I said, listen, I'm not going to make money being a fucking engineer. I'm not going to make money fucking coding, doing fucking computers. I can barely fucking code. I can't even learn French. I did 2 years of French. I don't fucking remember any French. Je m'appelle Wyatt. That's about it. That's about it that I got, right? Language is not my thing. I'm not going to make money. I knew. All right, listen, if I have any chance at making any fucking wealth in this world, it's this blue collar shit. It's this construction shit. This is where I'm making money. This is where I'm good. This is where I learn fast. This is where I, like, rise fast. I was a foreman at 19 fucking years old. I was running crew at 19 fucking years old, right? You know, I had a lot of learning along the way, but I was still the fucking boss. I was the guy everybody was asking questions to. I was the motherfucker running shit when the boss wasn't there. At 19 fucking years old. And so that's when I knew it. That's where I need to be. And I even took a stint trying to sell life insurance and wealth management. And listen, selling life insurance is easy. You just have to have the balls to tell the guy this. Listen, when you die, you got kids, you got this nice wife, right? You know, because when you're selling life insurance, you want to sell to rich people. You want to sell $1 million+ policy. $1 million+ is probably small as shit now here in 2026, all right? $1 million+ is fucking probably nothing for life insurance. You probably want to hit minimum 2.5 million, a 5 million, a $10 million policy, right? You want to hit those big policies. So you're talking to these rich ass people. Listen, I'm just being fucking real with you. Or being real with you here. They have children, and they usually have a fucking trophy wife. All right? They got a hot ass fucking wife. They got the money to spend on it. It is what it is, okay? You know what you tell that man? You want to sell him a fucking life insurance policy? You know what you tell that man? Listen, dude, man to man, a man with a wife, all that stuff. I'm just being fucking honest with you here. When you fucking die, all right? You got 2 kids here, beautiful children. Do you want your wife to have to sleep with another man to support your children and keep them at the same lifestyle that they have now? You want your wife to have to go out to the bar, go out on dates, go out and do all this stuff and find another man with the same income and stuff like that? Do you really fucking seriously want that? Okay? And I'm being honest, I'm a married man too. I don't fucking want that either. I'll sign any fucking piece of paper when a man tells me fucking that and says he'll solve that issue. I'll sign that fucking piece of paper. All right? And 9 out of 10 times, same with every other man in this fucking country. All right? So if you want to sell life insurance, you tell him that. All right? You get in a room with him. You take him out to drinks, whatever the fuck you got to do to get fucking real with him and tell him that. That's how you sell life insurance. So anyways, I was doing that, and I wanted to go into wealth management. Went after my Series 67, I believe. Failed that fucking test horribly. It really, fucked up my confidence and everything. But it got me back to construction. It got me back to accepting where I was on the totem pole. All right? And that was probably one of the best things I ever did. I never want you to sell yourself short. Okay? But I never want you to go after something that isn't made for you. Okay, that is the point. You are good at an industry. You might have to figure it out. You might already kind of know it. You might really fucking know it. You are made for an industry. Okay? That is what you need to put your focus in and everything. You need to not think about where you are on the totem pole, man. Okay? There are people who are born in every aspect of life. I have I guess he's a cousin, an uncle. He's now passed away, Jim. He was born in a house with a dirt fucking floor. You know? And he became a Marine. He served his country. And then he went in paving roads and telecom, I believe. I mean, he was like a great man. You know what I mean? He came literally from nothing, okay? And yes, he's from a generation before. Maybe it was easier, whatever you want to complain about. But he accepted where he was, and he knew, I talked to him when I was younger and stuff, and he knew his way out, and it's way to, seeing life and stuff like that was the Marines. And he started with that, and that was, his stepping block on that and everything like that. And I mean, that's an amazing thing to learn from someone like that, but that's what I'm saying. Accept where you are and figure out how to use where you are. Use your skills that you've been given, just being where you are on the totem pole and stuff like that. If you grow up in a rough ass fucking neighborhood, you got fucking skills dealing with the rough ass neighborhood, okay? And yes, you're gonna have to use your brain to figure out how to take those skills and monetize them and make them into $1 billion business, okay? That's where the brain power comes in. That's where the education comes in. That's when read a fucking book once in a while, you know what I mean? Learn some shit once in a while. And that's where that's gonna take that. It's gonna teach you to take the skills you've learned throughout life and actually monetize them, okay? And I'm not a huge college guy or anything like that, but your self-education is important. You need to always be learning shit. You need to always be figuring out the next step, how to get better, how to get more efficient, whatever you got to do to educate yourself on that and monetize your skills in a more efficient way so that you can actually have that $1 billion fucking business one day. And now, again, take this with a grain of salt. I don't have a $1 billion business, all right? But, I just feel like spewing my fucking mouth. So maybe you get some knowledge out of this. Maybe I'm right on a few things. But accept where you are on the totem pole, man. It's all right. It's all right to be a blue-collar guy. And you know what, too? The white-collar guys are getting all iffy because there's so much money in blue-collar. It's all right to be a white-collar guy. I need accountants. I need people doing my taxes. I need all that shit, all right? And yeah, AI's coming and everything like that, but hey, listen, these white-collar guys are the ones hiring me. So they're a little bit fucking smarter than me. Let's be honest. I'm going to be honest here. If you're a white-collar guy feeling bad, you're hiring me, you know what I'm charging, all that stuff, and you're going, oh man, there's some good money in this, all this shit. You're hiring me, buddy. You're making more money than me. Stop overthinking it. All right? You're smarter than me. If I was smart, I'd be at home I'd be the one buying a fucking studio shed and working from home, okay? So don't just accept where you are. Accept what you're good at, all right? And that's how this fucking whole world goes around. We keep everybody fed, we keep everybody paid, and we keep everybody laid, all right? I'll see you in the next one.